Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for June 16th, 2025. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. Oh, this box has a lot of digits in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. I'm noticing we have the 7, 9 here looking in. In fact, we have 2 9s looking in, so we can just place the 9. And then the 7 looking in places the 7 in the box, and now we're down to 5, 6, this 5. Tells us that's 6, that's 5. So top left just solves. So let's do a really quick geometry pass and then just focus on this stack and this band as closely as we can. But I do want to make sure I don't miss any like obvious geometry beyond that. That's already quite a lot though. 8, 9, 2, 4. I'm not, maybe something with this box. We're not as lucky with this box. The one's already placed. The 5 looking down is still in 3 places. 29. Okay, yeah. Let's just do scans on this band and this stack first. So instead of paying it, this box has every digit placed. So every digit we find outside of it is going to have a buddy in that box. So we can just say, hey, we got 2 2s here. 2's in one of these 2. Now when we mark, my quarter marks here mean that in this box, the 2 is limited to this to the cells I've marked it in. And so the only reason we didn't mark a 2 here is because there's a 7 sitting there. There's not a 2 in this column yet. So this should trigger us to think maybe there's somewhere to put a 2 in this column or to limit the 2 in this column. Unfortunately, there are 3 places. But we know it's not in this box, which is kind of the important thing to think about. All right, we have the 5s looking in. This 5 helps. Puts a 5 in one of these 2. And then the 7s looking in here. Put a 7 in one of these 2. And again, we want to look for 7 in this column. This started to look promising with the 7 here, but unfortunately there's 3 places for 7 here. All right, so that's what we get out of that band. This stack is interesting because we've got 7, 2, 9. So the 2, 9 and the 2, 9 is immediately what would hit my eye here, but I mean, the 9s are done, unfortunately, but we do have the 2s looking down. And so that places the 2 here. This is just a triple. This is 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. I know that was so hard to scan. 1, 3, 4. Okay, nothing's like resolved, but this 1, 3, 4 triple then means that this is also a triple. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5, 6, 7. I see this 7 here, and that's it. Oh, the 6 is at the top as well. So that means 7's in one of these 2 cells, but we already kind of know where 7's are up here. This column is down to 4 digits, so we can just think about what those 4 are. Also, we know that 2 of them will be limited to these 3 cells, because this is only 5 or 6. So what are the other 2 digits, right? We need a 4, 5, 6, 8. So the 4 and the 8 are up here, and this one's not even 4. And then we got to think about 5 and 6. So we know that this is only 5, 8, because it is not 4 or 6. And we need 4, 5, 6, 8, right? This one's not 5, so it's 4, 6, 8, and this can be any of them. All right, I think that's what we get out of that stack there. Let's scan this band now. So the 2, 7, and 9. I'm not seeing anything with that. We've got the 1 and the 6. So the 2 1s look in. This one looks down. That places 1 in the box. And that reduces this column to 4 digits as well. So we need a 3, 5, 6, 7. And the 5 and 6 helps. We can just mark out 3, 5, 6, 7, clear out the 5 and the 6, and the 7 in the box also clears out. We had the 7s marked down here. We knew that already. So 3, 6, and 5, 6, and 5, 8. Not quite doing anything right now. But good to have by values marked. They can always form pairs or whatever. Help with triples. All right, so that was the 1. We have the 4 and the 5 here. So I'm not seeing anything to do with those. It's kind of interesting that we know so much about this stack and this box in general, but like it's not translating to other parts of the grid. Let's do this band here. So we have 2 2s. What's a 2 in one of these 2? We want to look for 2 in this column. It's pretty promising, right? Because it's not in this box and it's only here in this box because we have the corner marks. But unfortunately, the 2 can be here. So there's 2 places for 2 in the column. But that's something to keep an eye on for sure. 4 doesn't do anything. We have 1, 6, 8, 9. So just the 8 and 9. So we know that the 8 ends up here, and we know the 9 ends up down here. So where's 9 in this column? It's not in this box. It's not here or here. It's not here, and it's not here. So there's 2 places for 9. That is different than the 2 places that were for, what was I thinking about? the 7. No, was I looking for something else in this column? Or no, it was this column. I got confused. Okay, sorry. It was the 2 in this column. Because sometimes what you can do is you can find a hidden pair, right? Where it's like, oh, both of those digits are limited to these two or something. But no, that's not what happened here. And it was here and here for the 2s. All right. That's all we get out of our normal scan. That's interesting, actually. I want to think about this box a little bit harder, maybe. So we know that the 5 is in one of these 3, and the 2 is also here. So these 2 cells are not the 2 or 5. And that's enough to mark them up, because there's 4 givens in here, plus not 2, 5, plus this one's not 4. So, we're going to get some good stuff out of this. We need a 2. Oh, not 2, sorry. I just said not 2. We need a 3, 4, not 5, 6, means 7. And that's it, not 8, 9. That's not a 4. This is 3, 7, 3, 4, 7. So we may ask ourselves, okay, we have a 3, 4 here and a 3, 4, 7 here. And you want to ask, do we have a triple? Well, one thing you could do is you could pencil mark these and see if you have a triple. Well, first of all, I know pencil marking these is not going to give me a 3, 4, 7 triple because we have a 9 corner marked in there. So it's going to introduce at least the 9 into the mix. But this one, we're not entirely sure. So what we can do actually is we can think about what are the digits that aren't 3, 4, 7 in this row. It's going to be 3 digits that aren't 3, 4, 7 because we have 1, 2, 8 and 3, 4, 7. So that's going to be the 5, 6, 9. So the question is, are there any cells that can't be all of 5, 6, 9? This is close. It can't be 6, 9, but it could be a 5. So we'd have to eliminate 5 from this cell if we wanted to get our 3, 4, 7 triple. So the answer is no, there is not a 3, 4, 7 triple. And you can do that pretty quickly. And I think it's a little bit easier than, especially if you have a lot of options in the row, it's a little bit easier than trying to just think about what every cell can be. Oh, just a little tip there. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not. All right, so that was our initial scan. I'm going to see if we have any low-hanging fruit. This row is when I say low-hanging fruit, I just mean rows, columns, boxes with 4 or fewer open cells, because those are going to be automatically pretty restricted. So we can think about how restricted they are. So this row needs 1, 2, 8, 9. So we know these aren't 2. So these are automatically 1, 8, 9, and then this 1 eliminates 1 from here. And then this can't be 1 either. So this is 2, 8, 9, and this can't be 9, so it's 1, 2, 8. So we can mark them all up, but they don't quite do anything yet. 1's in 2 places, 2's in 2 places, 9's in 2 places. All right. What else do we have? Any other low-hanging fruit here? I think I caught most of it as I went. Let's look at the columns. No, nothing for columns. I don't think there's going to be anything for boxes. No. Does this see anything that's not besides the 2? Does it see anything? No. So this is going to be down to 4 digits. All right. So where haven't we looked? Maybe there's yeah. Okay. Maybe I was about to say maybe there's something like crossings that I missed because I did scan pretty quickly. So on this 1, 5, we have a crossing on 7s. This 7 looks in. This 7 looks down. And so there's a 7 in one of these two. I should have caught this in my initial scan, but I went pretty quickly. So these 7s actually point down along with this 7. What is pointing? Because it's the first time we've encountered that today. In this box, the 7 is going to be here or here. That's what our corner mark means. Wherever the 7 ends up, it's also going to be in column 8. And so this is the 7 for column 8, in addition to being the 7 for box 6, kind of coincidentally. Meaning we can't put any more 7s in the column. Now, we already knew these couldn't be 7. But these two, we didn't know that. So these can't be 7. This 7 looks down. That puts a 7 in one of these two. So we want to ask where's 7 in this row. And unfortunately, there's plenty of places. But it does mean now that this can't be 7, that this is down to 3 digits. Because it's not the 2 or 7. So it could be 3, 4, 5, but it can't be 6, 7, 8, 9. Unfortunately, that does not make any kind of triple. All right. This is also not 7. Unfortunately, it doesn't see anything in addition to that. This can't be 7 or 4. Okay, so this is good. This can't be 4 or 7. So it can't be 1, 6, 8, 9, and it can't be 4, 7. So it could be 2, 3, 5. Should be it. Not 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. That still doesn't really help us. All right, this is a weird puzzle, isn't it? Maybe there's more going on with this band that I missed. We got the 2 2s. We got the 5s, we got the 7s. So you got the obvious stuff. The geometry is just not very good here. Is there anything looking up into these boxes that might be helpful? The 1s, we missed the 1s. So we have 1s looking in like this. What's a 1 in one of these two? 4, 5 now. Is there anything here I might have missed? Not really. 5, 6, 7. This sees a 1. Doesn't really help. It already sees a 1 in a row. Okay. I'm looking for like just individual restricted cells at this point. Like we want like an influx of a bunch of stuff in the row and the column and the box. And you'll notice this cell here, it kind of is a good candidate for that, right? We've got 1, 2, 8, 9 in the row. We've got 7 in the box. So let me just highlight the cell so you don't lose track of it. We've got 1, 2, 8, 9 in the row. We've got 7 in the box, and then we've got 1, 5, 6 in the column. So the 1 is repeated, but otherwise there's no repeats here. We've got 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 9. So, sorry, 8, 9. So I think there's more than one thing it can be. It can be a 3 or a 4, but it can't be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that actually, wow, that actually makes a 3, 4, 7 triple in the column. I'm glad I spotted that quickly. Basically just looking for restricted cells. Like you want to look for ones that have a bunch of givens, different givens all looking at it. So this is a 3, 4, 7 triple. Let me explain that as well, because I always get questions if I don't explain it from newer people who you may think you know what a triple is, but then you say this isn't one, which means you don't know what a triple is. This is a naked triple, by the way. It's different than a hidden triple. You can also say there's a 2, 8, 9 hidden triple in these 3 cells, because these can't be 2, 8, 9, and this can't be 2, 8, 9. So 2, 8, 9 has to go here. But I spotted this as a naked triple, which is kind of the other side of the coin. So what we're saying here is this cell can only be 3, 4, this cell can only be 3, 7, and this cell can only be 3, 4, 7. That's just through Sudoku rules. Now, they all share a column. All 3 green cells are in column 7. And within a column, you cannot repeat digits. So if I'm going to fill a digit in all 3 green cells, I need 3 different digits to do it. What digits are available for me to do that? Well, only the 3, 4, and 7 are available within the green cells. But I can't place any other kind of digit in those cells. So if I'm going to fill every cell, which I must do, with 3 different digits, which I must do, I'm going to fill them with a 3, 4, and 7. That's just kind of the reality of the situation. There isn't another digit available for me to fill into them. And so as a result, that will use up the 3, 4, and 7 for the column, meaning any cell that isn't those green cells cannot be 3, 4, and 7. So the remaining are 2, 8, and 9. And so it eliminates 3, 4, and 7 from the rest of the column, specifically these 3 cells. And so it gets you the same exact result as having noticed this as a hidden 2, 8, 9 triple, which the hidden 2, 8, 9 triple would remove anything other than 2, 8, 9 from those 3 cells. So the important thing that we've noticed here is that these are not 3, 4, 7. We already knew they couldn't be 7, but 3 and 4 may be new information, especially for this guy. 3 and 4 is new. We have this 4 looking in, this 4 looking in. This can't be 4 now. Unfortunately, 4 can be in 3 places. The 3 is even more open. What about here? This can't be 3. It already couldn't be 4 or 7, but it can't be 3 now. Unfortunately, we don't really know much about 3s, do we? Okay, so I think we have to find more. I don't think they help the rows either. Not really. No. Okay, so we need more. Are there more? Maybe this corner here, it sees quite a few digits. So it can't be 1, 2. It could be 3. It can't be 4. It could be 5, 6. It can't be 7, 8, 9. So it's down to 3, 5, 6. Huh. Okay, that's not enough. This cell sees 2, 5, 7, 1, 4, 8. That's enough to mark it. It's going to be 3 digits left. We need a 3, 8, 9, it looks like. Oh, not 8. Hold on. 3, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. It's not 1, 2. Could be 3, not 4. 5. Could be 6, not 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 3, 6, 9. Not enough to do anything with. I may have to start just looking at rows, columns, boxes with 5 open cells. So let's start with this top row. We need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these both can't be 5, and this also can't be a 6. So this is 3, 4, not 5, 6, could be 7. This can be all but 5. This can be all but 7. Okay. That's 6. This is 5 here. So we need 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 5 or 9. So 3, 7, 8. Darn, this is just a penciling nightmare, isn't it? Okay. This row is down to 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. Can't be 5, 6. So 1, 3, 7. And that makes a 1, 3, 7 triple. Okay, so the 5, 6 is hidden in this row also. So again, we've got our 1, 3, 7 naked triple, but the corollary to that is the other empty cells form a hidden. So this is a naked, so these are going to be a hidden. And because the hidden is only 2 cells, it might be easier to see. But these are the only 2 places we can put 5 and 6 in this row. Can't put 5 and 6 here because of the 5, 6 in the column. Can't put 5, 6 here because of the 5, 6 in the column. Can't put 5, 6 here because of the 5, 6 in the column. So there's only 2 places for 5, 6. So this can't be a 7, and this is only 5, 6. The 1, 3, 7 does the same thing. It removes 1, 3, and 7 from these 2 cells, leaving behind 5, 6. So that places the 7 in this box. Now something to notice here is that in this column, the 3 has now been reduced to these 2 cells. So that is going to claim. And this is going to be 4, 6, 8. No, sorry, it's not. But it means this can't be 3. But it already couldn't be 3. All right, never mind. That doesn't do anything. So we removed 1, 3, 7 from this cell. That's something we might want to follow up on. We also placed this 7. I don't see what to do with that. I keep finding these triples, and there's not much to follow up on them. So we have the 5, 6 pair. 1, 3, 7 was removed from them. What can I do with that? This one looks down, this one looks in. So one's one of these 3 now. The 3 we don't know much about. The 7 is not in these cells. So the 7 is one of these 3. Yeah, I don't think we can do anything with that. Maybe the fact that it's a 5, 6. Not as far as I can tell. 6s are in these 3. Wait, 6, 7, and 9. Yeah. Well, not 7 though. I'm seeing the 6, 7, 9 look in. Wasn't there something else limited here? Or maybe I'm thinking, I'm thinking 7's here. There's something going on here. I think these 3 cells are limited at the very least. But we have the 6, 7, 9 looking in that reduce 6, 7, 9 to these 4 cells. And it's almost these 3 cells, but not quite. The 7 can escape here. But that means these 3 cells are limited because they're not the 6, 7, 9. They're not the 2, 4. Let's think about them. We need a 1, not 2. We need 3, not 4. We need 5, not 6, 7. We need 8. So actually, we just get the 5 and the 1 here. And this is 1, 3, 5, 8. Okay, they're not as limited as I hoped. Not a whole lot of help from above. 1, 3, 8, 3, 5, 8. There's just nothing to talk about here. What am I missing? 2, 5, 9, 3, 4, 7. There's another 3, 4, 7 here. I think we looked at this row though. Yeah, this is very open. All right, is there any other row column box I might want to look at? Maybe this column. So we need a 2, 3, 5, 6, 9. 2, 3, 5, 6, 9. Well, we know these aren't 5, and this also isn't 9. So 2, 3, 6 only. This puzzle is just, I don't know. It's kind of like pulling teeth. Very strange puzzle. How about this row? I think I looked at this row. 3, 5, 7. What else am I missing? 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. Oh, the 9 in this row. Oh, interesting. The 9 in this row is one of these 2. Yeah, this 9 sees these 3. This 9 sees here. So actually, the 9 has a crossing here. That might be the way to think about that. That points in with this 9, putting a 9 in one of these 2. And these lines line up. Okay, that's what we need. Where's 9 in this column? Well, it's not in this box. We have this 9 and this 9, right? It's not in this box. And then we also have this 9 seeing here and the pointing 9s here, seeing here, or if you prefer, it's claiming for this row, which eliminates it from all these. That's not 9, and that's not 9. So 9 in this column actually can only go right here. All right, and I had limited it to these two earlier, but I hadn't noticed the crossing. So I missed 2 crossings in this box, and that was fatal. You needed the 2 crossings in this box, the 7 and the 9. All right, well, that 9 resolves the 1, 8, 9 here, which resolves the whole row. It resolves this 8 and this 2, and that gives us the 9 for this box. Only place for 9. All right, only place for 2 in this box is here. This is not an 8. All right. Well, that was a nice cascade. We have these 2 1s looking down. Puts a 1 on one of these 2. We have... all right, this box, we need a 3, 4, 6, 7. 3, 4, 6, 7. This isn't 4 or 7. Oh, the 7 looks right. So these are 3, 4, 6, and that's not a 4. 3, 4, 6, 7. These are 3, 5, 6, 9. I think the 9 could, yeah. Oh no, sorry. There's more to it. There's 5 digits. Never mind. Is there, I'm looking for low-hanging fruit here. Ah, we have a 3, 6 pair here. So this can't be 3, 6. This has to be the 4. And this has to be the 1. This is not a 4. So we're down to 3, 6, 7 here. 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Any of those? This puzzle refuses to collapse. We need 3, 6, 7, 8 here. This isn't 7. 3, 6, 8. What the heck? Okay. Is there anything I didn't follow up on here? We have the 2 4s. What's a 4 in one of these 2? So I got the 1, 8, and 9 here somewhat recently, I think. 8's already marked here. How much would 8 here? How about 9s? I mean, 9s are marked here. Yeah. 3, 6. Oh, we have a 3, 6 pair here in this row now. Oh, a 3, 6 pair in this column is even better. That gives us that this has to be the 5. That's the only place for 5 in the column. This is 3, 4, 6. So the 4 is up here. All right, and then now let's do this 3, 6 pair in this row. So this can't be 6. So what's the rest of the row need besides 3, 6? So it needs 2, 4, 7, 8. 2, 4, 7, 8. I think I can mark them all. 2, 4, 7, 8. Yeah, this one's not 2 or 4. This one's not 2, and this one's not 4. 2, 4, 7, 8. I don't know what to do with any of these. 3, 4, 6, 7. 3, 6, 7, 8. I mean, the 5 in this column is one of these 2, I guess. In fact, this is 3, 4, 5, 7. It's not a 7, so it's 3, 4, 5. This is 3, 5. Okay. Four, 8, 5, 8, 5, 6. I don't. How am I stuck? I feel like we're almost done. But not. Okay, I must be ignoring something that I already have. 7s, 3, 4, 6s, 3, 6. Is there a digit I got recently that I didn't follow up on? The 2s maybe. We have these 2 2s. Ah, yeah. And then this 2 looks in. So that places 2 in this box. 2s are done. Okay. And now I've got this 4, 7, 8 and this 3, 6. Really? This puzzle's hanging on. What else have I gotten recently? This much marked up. It's often hard to do individual scans, but we know the 8's one of these 2. All right. I think I just need to pencil more then, because I'm not seeing it. 1, 3, 7 we got already. 5, 6 we got. Oh, the 8 is actually limited here. Unfortunately, that doesn't do anything. 3, 3, 5, 6. One of them's a 3. Okay. This column needs 4, 5, 6, 8, but this can still be all of them. This needs to be a 4. It can't be 1, but that's it. Maybe this column? I don't know. We have 5 digits left. We need a 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. We know these aren't 6. 3, 5, 7, 9. So this isn't 9 either. This is or 7. So this is only 3, 5. So of 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, it's not 6, 7, 9. So yeah, it's down to 3, 5. And that's a 3, 5 pair in the column. That makes that a 6 and that a 3 and that a 6. Okay. Now we're on to something. That's 4 and 6. That's not a 4. That's a 3, 7 pair. So that's not, these aren't 3s. All right, that's not a 6 either. There's so much to find in this puzzle. That's 3 and 5. That gives us the 6 and 5 here, giving us the 5 and the 4 and the 5 and the 3. All right, that comes back around, giving us the 3, 1, and 4. We need the 8 and the 4 and whatever the heck this is. 6. Over here we get our 5. Down here we get our 7, 3, and 7. This is the only place for 1 in the box. Now this is the only place for 8. We get can only be an 8. That's 7 and 3. That's 8. Only place for 4 in the box. That's 3 and 7. This row finishes with a 3. We need a 7 and 9 here. This 7 tells us that's 9, 7. That's 9, that's 6. And we're done, finally. All right. I don't know if I just missed something for a long time or if this just needed a lot of random pairs and triples. But I feel like I may have found some pairs and triples that weren't needed. Like I found them in complete wrong order or something. Anyway, interesting puzzle today. Let me know how you did. If you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.